One of the biggest problems facing the world today is climate change, which is defined by Oxford languages as a long-term shift in global and regional weather patterns. It has effects all across the globe, like raising sea level and extreme weather. So the world decided to take measures to stop it. But while the UN has been trying to combat climate change for the past 5 decades, not enough progress has been made. This means that we still have a need for a greener world and we will face climate related challenges in our life. Humanity's need for sustainability raises a very important question for the people of Romania. How do sustainability and climate challenges reshape our economy and society? Let's start by answering the first part of the question. How does sustainability reshape our economy and society? Arguably, the most important step to achieving sustainability is reducing fossil fuel consumption and increasing the use of renewable energy. So let's see how that would affect us. When looking at Romania's economy, fossil fuels are an important part of its exports, mainly natural gas exports. According to Energy Insider Review, around 7.8% of our GDP comes from this. Those numbers may suggest that there is a low chance of having our country pivoting to renewable energy. But according to Economedia, around 25% of our energy consumption comes from green sources. And this is happening while Romania has just started the process of reducing its emissions, although admittedly a lot of progress has been made. So, while pivoting to sustainable energy would mean taking a big cut in a relatively small part of our economy, it would mean not only a safer source of energy for the people working directly in the field, but also a greener one. And this wouldn't be a brand new idea for the people to adjust to, seeing as the iron and gas power plant has been a part of our country's power grid since 1972. In addition to all of this, Romania has a huge plain in the south that is mainly used for fossil fuel extraction and agriculture right now. By replacing the mining plants with wind turbines and solar panels, we could easily pivot to clean energy. The same could be done offshore in the Black Sea. This would also preserve the natural beauty of the landscape, boosting tourism by a bit. Overall, the pivot to sustainability would be a temporary dip in the GDP, followed by a development of a more stable source of economic growth, and also moving to an infinite resource except of instead of a finite one. Now, when looking at the social side, on one hand, people working directly with fossil fuels in oil refineries and offshore rigs work in some of the most dangerous workplaces of all time. Oil and gas workers are 7 times more likely to die while on the work site when compared to every other industry. In addition, they have increased chances of cancer and cardiovascular disease, and according to UK's Faculty of Public Health. On the other hand, people working directly with renewable energy, whose accidents include falls, electrical hazard, and heavy machine operation, according to ISHN, those accidents can be easily prevented. When comparing the two fields, people working directly with fossil fuels have a greater risk of encountering life threatening accidents as part of the job, which cannot be avoided, while accidents in renewable energy can mostly be chalked up to human error and negligence when they happen and can be easily avoided. Bottom line is that while working in clean energy is not inherently safe, with proper safety precautions, it is relatively safe, while working in fossil fuels has some risk that cannot be mitigated, like cave-ins in case of mining. In conclusion, pivoting towards sustainability will not only reduce work-related accidents and deaths, but it will also bring a more stable source of energy, helping to prevent blackouts caused by an overflow of energy into the system. That we have seen what a more sustainable lifestyle will do to our economy and society. Let's see what were to happen if we were to continue the same way we are doing right now. Firstly, let's look at two climate challenges Romania faces: floods and heat waves. Floods can easily sweep away entire villages, and the EU has allocated over 250 million euros for us to preventative measures. These do not include funds that are allocated for helping people. With they Floods also affect farmers, which will lead to similar outcomes as droughts, which is lack of food and prices skyrocketing. And while heat waves don't directly affect the economy, since we haven't had to close offices due to one yet, they do damage productivity. And according to a study by Allianz Research, our GDP could drop by 0.6% due to lack of productivity from heat waves. All in all, the economic damage is already big, but if Romania keeps ignoring sustainability, the damage will grow exponentially. Looking at the social side, things do not get much better. Flood affects people in vulnerable situations already, and they have killed 3 people in 2025. And heat waves arguably have the biggest impact on society because when temperatures rise, people get more impulsive, more irritable, and less focused, according to the American Psychological Association. And also, violent crime increases by at least 3%, according to Science Direct. In conclusion, while pivoting to sustainability isn't perfect and will have some effects both on Romanian society and economy, it is still better than the alternative of doing nothing at all and watch while our country gets destroyed by extreme weather and climate challenges.